Good afternoon, I'm Brendan, just finishing work, doing some more van vlogs. This is van vlog 7. Getting my videos in, trying to build my channel. Just been doing some welding. I'm in Rotherham, I'm heading back towards Doncaster Way. So today's van vlog, I'm going to talk about when I've got one video I'm going to do about when I nearly died on a motorbike. In fact, I've nearly died twice on a motorbike. And one of them was my fault, and one of them was somebody else's fault. And then I'm going to do another video after this of when I nearly died in a car crash. But I'm still here, so all is good. You have to bear with me, just got to concentrate. Loads of cars. Right, so I think it was 1999. I've had motorbikes since I was 10 years old, off-road. I used to live backing onto the fields and woods where everyone used to ride the bikes, so I've rode motorbikes all my life. I'd say I'm quite good on them. I've raced enduro bikes, off-road. Anyway, it's about 1999. I'm riding across the pit on this Kawasaki KMX 200 two-stroke, fantastic bike. I was 19 years old, maybe 18, so like 98, 99. It was raining. Our parents as kids, because we live in a coal mining town, our parents as kids always said, do not go on to the coal slag heaps where they dump all the washed coal dust. They keep the coal and they get rid of the dust. But when the dust is hard, when it's sunny, the dust is hard. When it's raining, it's like sinking sand. It's like quicksand. Oh, it's dangerous. It is very dangerous. It becomes like custard. So, I'm on this KMX 200. It's pissing it down with rain. I'm in a full waterproof suit, goggles, boots, and I'm riding around all these woods where we usually ride, and I'm riding around the pit top where these slag heaps are. There's loads of land. Now they're building houses and everything, but back in the day there were loads of land. And this KMX 200 was quite powerful. You could, just using the throttle, you could pull a wheelie just by winding the throttle back. Anyway, I dare say I was going about 30 miles an hour across this flat coal plain, like the coal dust plain. And the ground went up about 2 foot with like a little bit of a ramp. So and everything was soaking wet. It was raining. I was having fun. There were no other motorbikes out. There were no dog walkers. That's how much rain there were. Anyway, I'm driving across this coal dust field. I went to wheelie up this 2 foot bump, and what I didn't realise is it was 2 foot bump because of all the big earth moving coal machines like shovel loaders and dumper trucks. And because when this coal dust is wet, it's sticky, like it's not running like water, it's sticky, and it's like stays in blobs. And so this 2 foot bump wasn't hard ground, it was 2 foot of like grey custard, coal dust custard. So, and it wasn't just a bump and the whole ground raised up. So I went to wheelie up onto this higher ground, and my front wheel sank in. I couldn't tell the difference between hard and quicksand. My front wheel sank in. My motorbike cartwheeled over the top of me. And this is the dangerous bit where I nearly died. I dived head first. You stupid! Someone just pulled out on me. So the motorbike threw me off, and I dived into this custard field. This grey coal custard. Coal, not cold, even though it was cold. And I went underneath the water. Sorry. I went underneath the wet. I'm trying to concentrate, I do apologise. I went underneath all this soggy coal dust. And it was that wet and gloopy that my whole body was submersed. I hit the main floor, which was 2 foot down. I hit that and I landed on the hard floor under this watery, custardy coal dust. The motorbike landed on the back of my legs, and for seconds I couldn't see a thing. I was still breathing, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And I'm just underneath this, what felt like just custard, but it was coal dust custard. And back in the 80s, they used to have like BMX races, and people used to have a dust mask on the goggles, like dirt bikes, BMX bandits. So you had like Oakley goggles, and then this thing what clipped onto the bottom of your goggles. And I had one on my goggles, and if it wasn't for that, that is the only reason why I could breathe, because behind this little dust mask there was just a little tiny pocket of air. And if I never had this little thing on my goggles here, because you've got one what covers your nose, and then you've got one what comes down here, and I had the one what comes to your chin. And if it wasn't for that, I would have swallowed all that custard. And the motorbike was on my legs. I panicked because I couldn't get up straight away. So if there wasn't that mask there, and I would have tried to gas, because it did take me a few seconds before I even knew what was going on, before I know how deep I was. Luckily, I put both of my arms at arm's length, and I stuck my helmet and my head out of the... Oh, police car, pull over. Done me bit. Oh, 2 of them. There's 1. There's 2. Oh, there's a 3rd, but it's not got its lights on. So yeah, so I've got into this custard, this coal dust custard. I've put my arms at full length, and I could just feel the air coming underneath my chin. So I pulled one hand out, wiggled the glove off, and it was just solid, like just covered in this gloop. So I took one hand out to my glove, and then I took the other hand out of my glove, through them, so that my head's above the sludge, and my arms are at full length still like that. So I could only just get my head above. Took the strap off my helmet, threw my helmet to the side. Now I've got a full clear airways. My head's above the gloop. The bike is still on my legs. I managed to, now I'm free, and now I can breathe, and now I'm not panicking. I know I was safe. I could just see the handlebar sticking out of the gloop, so the whole bike was underneath the sludge, the gloop, whatever you want to call it. And then I had to wiggle my feet. The bike was probably up to the back of my knees, on my legs, underneath the gloop. And then I wiggled my legs out, and then I could stand up. Whew. I'm getting out of breath, and my heart's going just thinking about it. And this were about in 1998, nearly 30 years ago. 1 second. So, come on. Just at some traffic lights. Right, that's it. So yeah, so then I could stand up. So it's up to just above my knees, this sludge. I felt safe. I could just see one handlebar grip sticking out the sludge. I walked to the edge of this sludge to where the ground rose up, and I sat there for a minute, and I thought, and like I said, I could look a few meters into the sludge and just see the handlebar sticking up, just the grip. And it took me ages to get the bike out. They were like suction, and then I walked the bike home down through the main streets. I lived about a mile from the woods. This time I lived about a mile from the woods, not where I grew up. And I was just covered head to toe in, and I took my helmet off, so my head was white, just skin, and the rest of me was just grey. Looked like it just dunked me in some grey runny cheese or something. So yeah, I could have died. That were close. That could have been a bad one. Just letting some people out, trying to concentrate, but because I'm driving, I do apologise for the pausing. But yeah, that could have been a bad one. If I never had that mask on, I could have died. That were close.